So lads, William Saliba, what a player we have here. Having signed him in the summer of 2019 under Raul Sanllehi and Unai Emery, there was a lot of nicknames going around, some calling him the Mbappe of centre-backs. And so with there being so much pressure and so much hype, a lot of Arsenal fans got very excited. But come the end of his loan spell to Saint Etienne and his return to the Arsenal, he has not played a single first team game for the Arsenal. And so with that being said, guys, welcome back to your boys channel, and let's get into this. And let's get into Investigations FC, and let's discuss why exactly is William Saliba not involved in the Arsenal first team. Here we go. Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is Babs14 and welcome back to your boys channel. Hopefully you guys are doing very well. Of course, as always, before we get into the video, make sure to go down there, drop a like on the video, and also do subscribe to the channel if you are new. I've said it plenty of times before, we're closing in to 30,000 subscribers, so please do subscribe. Get in the comments and let me know your own personal thoughts on William Saliba and what do you think of his current treatment in the Arsenal first team. And with that being said, guys, as I said, it is Investigations FC today. And let's get into the topic, which is William Saliba, and let's discuss what is going on. The first factor that we have to take note of is the signing of old regime. That is right, man like Willow, man like the Mbappe of centre-backs wasn't signed by Mikel Arteta. He wasn't even signed by man like Edu. William Saliba was brought to Arsenal when we had Raul Sanllehi and obviously man like Goody Bening, Unai Emery. And of course, having signed him in that summer of 2019, the year of Nicolas Pepe, Arsenal chose to loan him back to Saint Etienne because they did not think he was experienced enough to go into the Arsenal first team. And overall, it proved to be, for me, the right decision. Of course, he went back to Saint Etienne and yes, he had a few injuries, but overall, man did his job. He got back into the first team and even got that Saint Etienne side into a cup final. And alongside the likes of Wesley Fofana, who is currently at Leicester City, he honestly did excel as a centre back. He looked even better and grew in experience. And I mean, the stats talk for themselves. He was the only centre back in the entirety of Europe last year to play over 900 minutes and not commit a single foul when going for a tackle. So to any guys that said to me, oh, but Mikel don't like him because he's too rash when it comes to tackling, my guys, wake up and smell the coffee. So what Saliba showed to us last year, he's clearly got the talent there. There's a reason why there's a hype around him. And also another thing that I would like to address is that Arsenal fans have never actually called this guy the Mbappe of centre backs. It was actually the experts in France when we signed him, they were saying this guy, yeah, he's very talented, he's the next Raphael Varane and he is the Mbappe of centre backs. And so when I see these rival fans going, but oh, you guys overhyped him and it was you guys that called him that, no, we took word from the experts they call themselves in France. So again, get your facts right, my guys. And having seen him play in quite a few games last year for Saint Etienne, I saw the quality was clearly there, and that's why I was also so excited. But the matter of fact that this guy was a signing under the regime of Unai Emery, you have to ask the question, maybe, just maybe, Mikel Arteta isn't his biggest fan. And also you have to ask yourself the question, maybe, just maybe, Arsenal overrated the youngster. This guy, after all, is still 19 years of age, he's still so young, and to just throw him into the Arsenal first team, especially in an area in the defence that Arsenal struggled for so many years, maybe that is one of the main reasons why Arsenal just said, listen lads, I just don't think he's ready for the first team. But it obviously clearly is the opinion of Mikel Arteta, and obviously if he wanted to use him, there's been plenty of occasions. From the Carabao Cup against Leicester City away from home, that was a perfect opportunity. And don't get me even started on his absence from the Europa League squad. That is an absolute shambles. And it's also been some occasions where Louise has been injured, and so is Rob Holding, and so you have to throw in Mustafi. And it's not like Saliba's had an injury or whatever, he's fully fit, he's ready, he's training with the first team, and he's ready to jump into the Premier League squad. But alas, Arteta has never even selected him to be involved even on the bench in the Arsenal first team. And I'm not trying to make any massive assumptions, but because Arteta now is so involved in transfers and the fact that they wanted to sell him or loan him back to Saint Etienne or even the Championship, that tells me all I need to know. Mikel Arteta right now isn't the most pleased or the biggest fan of William Saliba. And so I'm going to throw it to you guys in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts on what do you think about that, and what do you think of Mikel Arteta's treatment of young 19-year-old William Saliba. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Moving on to the second thing that I would like to discuss, and this is family loss. Now this is something that I can't lie, I don't want to make any jokes about or talk about in general as well, but overall it's something that you have to take into account when you look into the current situation surrounding young William Saliba. And after all, it was David Ornstein who kind of broke the news back in May, and so when he was asked about the situation, he went on to say it hasn't been an easy time for William Saliba. In his season there on loan at Saint Etienne, he suffered injuries, COVID lockdown and a family tragedy, and since coming to Arsenal his adaptation has been much slower than expected, which obviously I don't personally know if that's the case or whatever, so I'm not going to try to even say or speculate over it, but saying that there have been a few little indications, especially his Instagram profile picture where there's a photo of him and his mother, obviously him as a kid, and again maybe that is just another indication this guy's not going for the best of time, and it is just very, very sad. But of course, with it being such a personal matter, this is something that I do not want to discuss for too long or even speculate over, but unfortunately if it is the case, as Arsenal fans we have to kind of give Saliba a bit more space, and you have to take it into consideration that maybe, just maybe, it is having an effect like it would if it was the case. But yeah lads, if it is true, it is a sad thing, and I'm just going to choose to move on because yeah, it's not something I want to talk about. Moving on to the third thing, and that is Mikel Arteta playing it safe. I think for me right now, Mikel is kind of playing with his Arsenal side, not just Saliba, with a safety lock. When you watch the current Arsenal team play most of the time, it's very precise and there's not a lot of freedom in terms of where they can play in terms of on the pitch. And that has been shown by our lack of attacking football so far this season, and it has been very, very boring to watch. But then again, you can't forget that Mikel Arteta is under massive pressure, and that is because yes, he won the FA Cup last year, and yes, we had some beautiful scenes in the Community Shield as well. And while there's been massive signs of improvements, there's still a lot to be proven, and so having finished essentially mid-table last year, Arteta is under massive pressure to get Arsenal back in towards contention at least for the UEFA Champions League. I don't think Arsenal as a club, let alone the fans, can do another year in this Europa League competition. We do not have the facilities anymore for this big man, and so with the manager being under so much pressure to win and get us up the table, maybe, just maybe, he's choosing to use the more experienced options instead of a youngster, because although he understands that Saliba right now is in that age where he's 19 years of age, he's in a brand new country, a brand new language, and it is always going to be difficult, especially when you're playing in the toughest league in the world, the Premier League. And hence why he's been choosing a more experienced option in Luiz or Holding or Mustafi, players that have played in this league for years and have a lot more experience. Now, are they better players? I don't personally think so, but overall in terms of experience, they quite clearly have a lot more. And you also cannot forget we've also signed another player in Gabriel Magalhaes, coming from the same league again. He's got a lot of time to adapt, and yes, while he has been a phenomenal player, there may just be times obviously where he drops off a bit more because of course he is in a brand new league. And again, there's another player there that we have to be careful with, and that guy's also only 22 years of age. And so ask yourself the question, are Arsenal currently ready to play a 19-year-old and a 22-year-old both in a brand new league at the same time? It is always going to be a sticky one, and it's even then more sticky when you have to realise Arsenal need, and I mean need, to make it into the Champions League, not just because of the fans or whatever, it's because of the financials right now. With the whole COVID business, Arsenal been hit financially quite a massive bit, and also when you go and sign players like Thomas Partey, that's not to play again in the Europa League. Thomas Partey is a Champions League caliber player. He's a Champions League baller. Yes, we're here for this year, but we have to find a way to get out of it and get into the higher competition. And so I have to think to myself, maybe Mikel Arteta just is a bit too scared. Of course himself, he's an inexperienced manager, and so maybe, just maybe, he's playing it safe and going for his more experienced options. But when those options are the likes of Mustafi, is that really playing it safe, my guy? But even if you look at Arsenal's teams in the Europa League, Arteta is not playing that many youngsters. Yes, you see Willock playing Saka, but these guys have been first team players for a couple of years now. In the past few years, we'd have players bursting into the Europa League. Right now, we have barely any youngsters playing in the Europa League team. And so I personally do believe, with all the pressure on my man's shoulders, my manager Mikel Arteta, he's playing it safe because he can't trust these younger players. And in terms of my personal thoughts as well, I just don't understand where Saliba is going to play. He can't play, of course, in the Europa League because that was an absolute shambles. We're then registered for the squad when we have 3 goalkeepers. It doesn't make any sense. And then, of course, in terms of the Carabao Cup, our next game is, of course, against Manchester City. It's a very difficult game, and I do not see Arteta throwing him into the Premier League games, especially with our current run of form. Do you really think to yourself Arteta is going to throw young William Saliba up against Leeds United, Marcelo Bielsa, away from home? Nah guys, wake up from that dream. But yeah, if I'm brutally honest right now, I think Arsenal have completely mishandled this 19-year-old youngster, and I kind of feel very sorry for him because of course if it is the whole family loss etc, as well as other things, this guy is in a new country. Regardless of anything, it is always going to be difficult, and so to see him playing under 23 games, yes he's very young, but still, we know his caliber, we know his quality is there, and the talent is undeniable. There is a reason why he was so highly rated by all the experts in France. And personally, I have to say, despite my love of Mikel Arteta, I am very, very disappointed by his management of William Saliba. And so overall, whether it's experience or him being a signing of the old regime, or maybe even just sadly a family loss, overall it just has been a very disappointing start to the career of William Saliba at Arsenal Football Club. But then again, lads, this guy is still 19 years of age, he's got so much time in his hand, and fingers crossed, he is gonna pull through and we will see the Mbappe of centre-backs. But yeah guys, get in the comments and let me know your personal thoughts on William Saliba and what do you think of his current treatment by the Arsenal first team coaches. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. But with that being said guys, of course, if you have enjoyed the video so much, go down there, drop a like on the video, and also do subscribe to the channel if you are new. Again, as I said, closing into 30,000 subscribers. If you guys could also follow my social media and subscribe to my group channel, The Offsiders, that would be also massively appreciated. But with that being said guys, just end it there and there. In the latest episode of, let's just call it Investigations FC, we discuss William Saliba and why he hasn't been playing in the Arsenal first team. This is my thoughts and just things around Arsenal. But lads, I will see you next time in a bit.